Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will be talking about menstruation. Stay tuned to learn more about your body and the bodies of those around you. Before we get started, it is important to acknowledge that not all women menstruate, and that not everyone who menstruates identifies as a woman. On this channel, it is important that we create a space of inclusion, so I will be outlining the menstrual cycle for individuals who menstruate. Without further ado, let's begin. To start, most of the body parts we are going to be talking about in this video are located here within the body. Most people who menstruate have two ovaries that are connected to the uterus by fallopian tubes, but differences are possible from person to person. There are two main hormones in the menstrual cycle that regulate almost everything that happens: estrogen and progesterone. They're the real stars of the show. Estrogen is produced by the ovaries. It is responsible for female secondary sex characteristics, such as breast development. Within the menstrual cycle, it plays important roles such as causing the uterine lining to thicken. Progesterone is also produced in the ovaries, but it is primarily produced after ovulation, which will be explained later in this video, to sustain the uterine lining, which is created at an earlier point in the cycle. There are four main stages within the menstrual cycle: the follicular phase, ovulation, the luteal phase, and menstruation. Let's start with the follicular phase. The follicular phase begins at the end of menstruation and lasts for around 9 to 10 days. This is the most individualized part of your cycle, so if you tend to have a longer or shorter cycle than average, this is the phase that changes length. Low amounts of estrogen and progesterone are seen at the beginning of the follicular phase. Low estrogen triggers the brain to release FSH, which is short for follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, which is short for luteinizing hormone. For the rest of the video, we will use the short forms FSH and LH. FSH starts the development of 15 to 20 eggs, or ovum, in the ovarian follicles, the part of the ovaries that hold individual eggs as they mature. The increased levels of FSH and LH also tell the ovaries to start making estrogen. This increase in estrogen starts the thickening of the uterine lining, which then stops the brain from making more FSH. The rise in estrogen causes one final burst of LH that causes a mature ovum to break through the follicle that surrounds it. This is called ovulation. It is possible for more than one egg to release, which could result in fraternal twins if both eggs are fertilized. After the mature egg breaks through the follicle, the fimbriae, the small tentacles at the end of the fallopian tube, sweep the egg down the tube towards the uterus. At this point, body temperature dips 0.5 degrees Celsius, the cervix, the small opening at the base of the uterus, softens, and the cervical mucus, liquid produced by cells in the cervix, becomes very wet and slick to allow easy access for sperm to enter so that fertilization can occur. There's about a 24-hour window where fertilization can happen before the egg breaks down. fertilization meaning the sperm meeting the egg and burrowing in to become a fusion of two cells called a zygote. The ovarian follicle that used to hold the matured egg and that burst open with ovulation now becomes the corpus luteum, which is why this part of the cycle is called the luteal phase. The corpus luteum now gives out progesterone, which keeps the uterine lining in tip-top shape. At this point in the cycle, progesterone and estrogen are at their highest level and cause the uterus to give out nutrients that would supply a zygote that is implanted in the uterine wall. If there is no implantation and therefore no pregnancy, the corpus luteum breaks down and levels of progesterone and estrogen fall. This brings us to the menstrual phase. Low levels of progesterone and estrogen cause the uterine lining to break down, which is part of what comes out in the blood during your period. This phase lasts 3 to 7 days, depending on you as an individual. Throughout the menstrual phase, the body is also preparing to begin the cycle all over again. FSH is released once again, causing several ovarian follicles to rise to the surface of the ovary, each containing an egg ready to mature. And now we're back to where we started. And that, my friend, is a brief outline of the menstrual cycle. Please let us know in the comments below if you learned anything new, and let us know what you would be interested in learning next. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we look forward to bringing you more exciting SMF content.